Good morning. It is Friday, February the 7th. Today is the 34th day of the Daf Yomi daily Talmud page study cycle. We begin today the 6th chapter of Masechet Brachot, of the section of the Talmud with which it begins, that deals with blessings. However, it's not until the 6th chapter that we actually engage in the idea of what it means to make blessings over food. And the principle in the Jewish tradition is that we make a blessing before we engage in eating anything. And the purpose of a blessing is not just to fulfill a religious obligation. For those who feel like they have a religious obligation, sure, it fulfills their religious obligation, but the technology, the concept of making a blessing is to gain an awareness, a mindfulness of what it is that we're actually about to put in our body. One has to be considerate of the ingredients that are on the plate. And once we are considerate of the ingredients on the plate, then we begin to meditate upon where those ingredients came from, where they were grown in the earth. Did they come from a tree? Did they come from the ground? Is this a food that we can't eat raw, but we usually eat cooked? Is it a food that we usually eat cooked, but we could eat raw? And so on and so forth. And it increases an awareness not only of the actual food that's on our plate, but the story of the food that's on our plate. Where does it come from? Who's involved in producing it? How did it get to me? It's a cold winter morning here in North Carolina, and I can get in my car, drive 5 minutes down the road, and buy foods from all over the world. And that is a recent phenomenon, it is a new phenomenon. And while it is nice to benefit from its comfort and from its ease, it's not necessarily, I think many of us know, it's not necessarily the best idea to be growing foods out of season, shipping them around the world, using fossil fuels, and so on and so forth. And so this notion that the Jewish tradition offers us, this wisdom, is not just in the formulation of the blessing and are you saying the right words and are you saying it on the correct food, but is really a lesson to teach us to be mindful and aware of the life cycle and story of our food and how it influences our own lives and how our own lives influence the story of that food. And even that simple act of gaining awareness could and should lead us to making more wise decisions, both in our shopping, in our consumption, and most importantly, in our production. Shabbat Shalom.